Good morning, everyone. Dalton Grados with Grados Capital here on Monday, July 10th, to go over the week ahead for our daily newsletter. Of course, if you're just watching this on YouTube, first link in the description, subscribe to the free daily pre-market newsletter I email to your inbox every morning. But we're doing a video today to start off the new week now that we finally have a full week in the markets. The last week has just been, like last week, basically it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that we had that were tradable, right? Because we have July 4th. And so that always, for me, it kind of throws things off as far as just the regular kind of market cycle. So anyway, here we are back to a fresh week. So first, let's start off with what we got going on. So today looks like red folder for Germany. So that's Bank of England, BOE. So not really prevalent to us. So nothing today. We have tomorrow. Okay, not much tomorrow. Wednesday, your regular stuff, CPI at 8:30, some 10 o'clock, BOC statements, and so that's Wednesday. Thursday, you have your 8:30 PPI, and Friday, just some 10 a.m. consumer sentiment. So not really much this week, right? So yeah, not a Fed week, not much news, so should be pretty smooth trading week. So we'll just start from the bigger charts and kind of downsize. So here's our monthly chart, just in the context of a big breakout and reasonable pullback. Not even back 50% of the length of the pullback there. We've got some screaming equal highs up here that I've highlighted. This is on ES. See this little box I've highlighted? Screaming equal highs on the monthly chart. Those will eventually get taken, right? So that begins at 45.40, and the wicks go up to past 4,600, so like 46.13, and then even equal highs above that at the all-time high. So equal highs market will be there will be lots of liquidity resting above there that the market will attract itself to. Going into the daily or the weekly rather. All right, these are those same monthly highs on the weekly chart. They also coincide with these wicks here, which would be essentially our next target up, right? Because we filled in these gaps here on the weekly chart. We filled in these fair value gaps, and now this is the next level of equal highs, the next level of liquidity that the market could take out, again at the same level. So that's why I highlighted it, is because it coincides on the monthly and weekly chart. So that's going to be basically my target for the upside, is this area. Okay, weekly chart. For recent activity, we have those gaps below us that we've mentioned in the past, but so far we're holding above them and still very bullish, right? So our pullback has basically come to the halfway point of this big breakout. So really, unless we're going to be breaking below 4,400, we'll call it, or these equal lows, 4390s. Unless we're going to be shooting below there and shooting below again 4350 and down into filling these gaps, that's where the tone begins to change bearish. But until that happens, and if these levels hold, we can hold that as bullish in our narrative, right? And again, if we look at the NQ, NQ has been leading this whole thing, right? So we go to the monthly on NQ, and I've been trading NQ because because the VIX is so low, ES is so slow, that I've been really trading the NQ. So again, similar monthly chart on the NQ, weekly. Okay, kind of similar pattern. I'm ultimately targeting on the NQ this fair value gap up here, right? So way up 16,021 to 16,296. This fair value gap up here on the weekly chart should be the next target. We've already kind of filled in this one here, right? These levels. So if you look at where these wicks are on the weekly chart, that's kind of where we're holding up now, right? And so you see the next demand zone kind of up here on the weekly chart. So I would be looking at this area first, kind of the top of this zone, 15,700. I'd be as this basically order block here, and then up into the fair value gap at 16,000 for upside targets. Right? Again, downside, right? So this is all bullish until this weekly candle is going to come below into this gap area, which would be 14,850. I'll create an alert there. 47. And then below that, of course, 14,550 or 40, give or take. Right. So I've been trading a lot of NQ. It just moves faster, especially with a low VIX. It moves reasonably, whereas the ES will be in a very tight range a lot of times. So other than that, unless we get below these levels, this is still holding bullish, right? We kind of got an ascending wedge here, if you want to look at that, right? I don't know if I necessarily have to draw it for you, but maybe just for beginners, make it very clear. Kind of got this ascending wedge going on, right? Like that in the weekly chart. So kind of consolidation to up, and then we'll most likely have a breakout either way from there. All right. To the daily chart, again, just kind of consolidates that further. Kind of been in some consolidation. We'll go back to the ES since our newsletter is primarily focused on the ES daily chart. So again, this was the area last week. So we had, again, last week we were talking about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those were our only real trading days, right? So we had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Well, I guess this would be the overnight session today. So this would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we were really holding this order block here. This is an area 44.20 to 44.30. That is a really strong order block on the daily chart. And so we've been kind of holding that area there, wicks, right? So this is why I'm looking at these levels, and really until we break below this level, which would be the swing low, 43.80s, 43.70s. That's going to be where we shift the tone to bearish. But until then, right, we are expecting these levels to hold. This order block here, 4,400 is going to be a big level, right? That's also going to be entering into this, below this. Well, if we break below 4,400, it's basically a straight shot to 43.80 to 70 and kind of see what happens from there on the downside. Right, and then we've already talked about upside targets. 4,500 is obvious one. It's above these equal highs on the daily, right? And then we have our equal highs on the weekly and monthly that I mentioned, right? So for now, it looks supportive at these levels. Looks like overnight we had some exploration lower in the Asian session, actually. This is like 1, 2 in the morning. So going into today's trading, typically on a Monday, I do like to let things play out. I honestly can't remember the last time we really had a good Monday as far as a trading action. But again, you can't be superstitious about that. But I'm just also noticing patterns. Mondays tend to be not great for trading. Really, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is the best. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday has the most volume. Friday, you'll get at least over the past several weeks, we've typically gotten like low volume runs on Friday where it will just go. It'll be low volume, but it'll literally just go like one direction all day. Or maybe like last Friday, you'll get a nice move up and then a nice move down at the end of the day that you can capitalize on both sides. So anyway, Mondays, I haven't typically traded very well or very much. So I'll kind of be sitting back coming into the open. But, what do we have here? It looks like we might have had some grab for liquidity down here in the overnight session. We're reaching back into Friday's session. So really, if we get acceptance above these levels that we're at right now, which would be acceptance back into Friday's range, that would be a very bullish scenario. And I'd be looking to target Friday's highs, see if we get up there. So I'll do Friday high, right? So really the levels we're at now are really the ones to watch. I'll put a alert here maybe if we get above the 6 p.m. highs. All right. Same with the, and then of course bearish, use the overnight lows as your alert there, right, for the overnight low, if we get below there. So this could be, if we can hold above this area here, could be a market structure shift back up after this liquidity grab overnight. So we'll see what happens. We don't discount the need also that it could just chop around. That's the third door. Same thing on the NQ. All right. Got to dip into this area, this highlighted area, and then sort of a market structure shift above. And we really need to get back above into Friday's range. So this right here. Oh, let me get the rectangle back. Come on. So this right here is going to be the area I'm looking at today. To get back above, which we're touching it right now. So really back above like 200 would be ideal, 15,200 for a nice round number. And that's about it. Getting back below this area, 51.18 would be sort of the market structure shift area, right? So we have, consolidation here, liquidity grab here, consolidation, and then run. So really looking for another shift if we get back below this area. Otherwise, I'm expecting this to be pretty strong and hold down here. So that's basically what I'm thinking going into this week, going into today. So I've given you in this video really all of the levels to look for on the higher time frame charts, and then what to look for in shifts of tone, bearish or bullish, and then what to look for going into today, and then going into the whole week as a whole. So hopefully that was valuable. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, join the newsletter if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in your inboxes tomorrow. Thanks.